Welcome back, everybody. It's been about a week and a half-ish. I'm at FedEx here local at the airport, picking something up, going to Prosser, Washington. It's like 170 loaded miles. 1, 2, 3, picking up at door 3. There you go. There's a plane there. Looks like they're loading it maybe, or unloading it, or it's just sitting there. You guys got to see a plane today. It's been out of here anyways, and really out of anywhere in Washington. It's been a rough ride, but I'll tell you guys all about it here in a minute. They're actually opening the door for me right now, so I'll get loaded up and then I'll show you guys everything of what it's all about. Not sure what you can see, but here it is. I'm gonna strap it in. I normally have my ratchets on the other side, but just the way we were loaded, and then I ended up with them being on this side, which is totally fine. Kind of, I don't know what this is, maybe 5 foot tall or so, maybe just a little under 5 foot tall. It's not that heavy, I don't even know what the weight is. But I'm gonna strap it in to the E-Tracks as usual, guys. It's the best way that I found and the easiest way to strap things in. So, special straps, E-Track straps, you strap it in and you're good to go. It's interesting how some people like to try to hide a few certain details about loads. Like when they call you and offer you this, and then go, oh my gosh, you gotta hurry up and go get it because we need it right away. It needs to be picked up right away. Please, please, please run and get it. Well, I went and got it. And then I got it. Good thing I read the paperwork because nobody says anything. And all of a sudden it says white glove delivery. So I'm asking like, hey, what's up with this? Where does it need to go, dock or what? And then all of a sudden, well, you're going to be meeting another driver. You're going to be transferring it. You know, he's going to be delivering it with his lift gate, and you need to print a certain piece of paper still. Some more paperwork that is different than what we have. So I'm like, you know, you couldn't say this in the beginning. Like, hey, you're going to need to be printing paperwork, and you're going to need to do some driver assist on this. That way I could bid the thing accordingly. It's just, you know, I don't appreciate hidden information when it comes to this. I understand if you don't know, but obviously this guy knew exactly what was happening and what's happening, because another truck of his is coming to do the final delivery, and I'm picking up from Spokane, and it's going to Prosser, 170 miles. If I would have known that I had to, you know, I have the printer here. It's not difficult for me to print, but usually, you know what I mean, if you got to do the driver assist, I could just open the doors and go, here you go, do it, do what you got to do, take it off and I'm leaving, you know. It's 400 pounds. I mean, it's not extremely heavy or anything. You'll still be okay. It's doable, but I would have bid at least 500, maybe even 550 for this if I would have known that it's a liftgate load, first of all, because liftgate loads can pay. So they're pretty much making more money off of us by hiding things and then all of a sudden exposing them as you ask. Not even, you know, as you're loaded, but as you're asking. Otherwise, you don't know anything. So a little bit weird, but hey, it is what it is, you know. I'll get it done. I've been sitting around for like a week and a half and hasn't been anything here, so figured, hey, I'd get out, shoot a video for you guys, because I'll run out of videos soon if this is the way things are going to keep going out here. But yeah, Washington State, nobody really wants to stick around over here. Last time there was a load going, where the heck was it going? It was going to Montana somewhere, and the broker's like, oh no, they're only like paying. Oh no, it wasn't going to Montana. It was one of those that paid me like $750 at one time, going to Redmond, the SpaceX loads. And I'm like, I know these can pay. We've hauled them for this rate, and at that rate, even the broker made money, and customer made money. I mean, like, everybody made money, and the driver made money too. So I'm like, we normally take those loads for, you know, for $750, $700 sometimes, but I gave them even an option of $650. And he's like, oh, I've got options cheaper than you, like $300. And I was going like, $300? You know, I know what these loads pay. Usually there's nobody here, and he's like, yeah, I've gotten whatever, you know. But maybe he did have options. Maybe there were people sitting here. Maybe. I'm not saying there wasn't, and I'm not, you know, not saying he lied to me, but I'm just saying that I know what those can pay. So if today there's nobody there and they can pay me $750, but tomorrow there's somebody there, here, I mean, and wants to go to Seattle, they can pay $300 for it. Guess how much broker's pocketing at that point? You can do your math. So it is what it is. You know, some people are honest and can pay decent rates, and there's a lot going on out here, double brokering between brokers, you know, so many people involved in one same load. There's a lot of that going on. There's certain brokers on the boards where if one posts, their whole, I call it the whole group. There's a certain group of them. There's like 10, about 10 of them, that if one of them posts a load, everybody posts a load from that group. And it's nobody's load. It's just one of theirs. Maybe they've seen somewhere or something, and they all copy and paste each other. And nobody ends up getting it out of all of them. So it's just a waste of time for, you know, newer companies or whatever. If you're new to the load board, they do that. There's a lot of that going on. So I don't care what you could. I consider that double brokering, I guess, because, you know, in the end, if we're checking in as somebody else and not us, the paperwork is not made with our name on there, then that means that whoever's broker's customer is, or customer's customer, they have no idea who's behind the wheel. They have no idea who the carrier is in the end. And we're just pretending to be somebody else. When we're pretending to be somebody else, well, guess what? That means, you know, that means the load is being double brokered, unless it's in the broker's name that gave us the load. If it is in the name of the broker that gave us the load, then that's all fine. But if it's a third party altogether, well, yeah, okay. You guys know. You guys know what I mean. Gotta change the windshield. Time's coming, summertime, so gotta change it. But hey, every time I think about changing it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get it done. I'm gonna call the folks up, take the van down there. All of a sudden I get a bam new rock chip every time. So I'm kind of like, well, is it in my way? No. Is it in your way? Well, maybe. You get to see those dots, and the crack is down there. I don't get to see it. And the crack goes like right there. I don't get to see it. There's nothing flashing in my eyes or anything like that. I haven't been pulled over for that, so I'm kind of in between. Like, hey, every trip that goes by that I get a rock chip in here, I'm saving myself a windshield every single time like that. So I don't know. I don't even know if it's an original one. Maybe it is. I don't know. It doesn't say Mercedes on there. Ooh, I'm wet again. Well, this broker also failed to mention that I'm supposed to do, because I came here and the guy's like, well, yeah, I'm here to help you. I'm like, well, I am told that I am just supposed to give you the load and leave. And the guy's looking at me like smiling, like, I'm here to help you, drop it to the ground and do inside delivery. I'm like, okay, well, get it done, but, I don't know what the miscommunication's all about, but it's definitely there. And we were definitely not told about any of that, about inside delivery, about debris removal and everything else. The dude showed up with a pallet jack, with a liftgate truck, but he doesn't even have a pallet jack inside of there. Had to use the hospital one. So kind of an interesting one or whatever, but it's done, it's over with. I told the broker, like, hey, you never mentioned any of these other details, so FYI, gotta mention that kind of stuff so we can charge accordingly, because my job was just to grab it and come and drop it off, like a basic drop off, you know what I mean? Some of you might say, you're complaining, Andre, you're complaining. Well, maybe I'm complaining in a way, but in another way, things like this, when our drivers do this, we compensate them. And, if we show up and we got to do extra work that we were not aware of, we're definitely asking for extra compensation, you know what I mean? So here it was kind of like, you coming in blind and just get it done and, hey, thank you, thanks, see you next time, whatever. And this broker, I haven't heard from him in probably 2-3 years now, I'm sure. All of a sudden he's, calling up out of the blue. But it is what it is. Time to go home, like a 3-hour drive back home, 170 miles back. Got to figure out where to go grab some food, and I got to fill up too. It's nice and hot over here, 87. It's hotter than it is at home. I think we're close to 80 at home, but this is 87 out here, nice and hot. Okay, turn off my printer. I had to print the paperwork. Had to do everything. This guy pretty much just showed up to do what? I don't know. I was told to get that he's doing everything. This guy's, whatever. Anyways, it is what it is. Time to get going home. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I just pulled out of the hospital. Tiny little hospital. If I just filmed all that upside down or sideways, I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck this camera's doing. It got overheated sitting up there because it's so hot. And then now all of a sudden, I might have done it upside down. I'm not sure. But if that video is upside down, you're going to get it upside down. That's just how life works. Well, folks, I am like maybe 40 miles, 35 miles from home, somewhere around there. And basically I told broker, I'm like, hey man, we didn't agree to any of, me having to do anything. It's a guy I know, you know what I mean? It's somebody who's a carrier and a broker, and I don't know, or both, or I don't know what he does, but it's been years and years since we've contacted. He's from Spokane area as well, so we used to do a little more together, but he's disappeared somewhere after COVID, and I thought maybe he shut down. I don't know. Things weren't going great, but apparently he's still around. And I didn't really ask too many questions of what's up, what's going on, and how is it going. I just said, hey man, I really had no clue that I would have to go and do debris removals and go inside, do inside deliveries, break the debris apart, throw it away, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I'm sorry, my other guy was supposed to do all that. And I'm like, well, your other guy didn't, and I don't know why he didn't tell you he didn't. So I mean, in the end, he added 50 bucks. Could have asked for more, but hey, you know what I mean? The load was already done. He didn't even have to pay me anything at all. But just out of, I think that just out of maybe will to work next time with him, or so I would be more, you know, more open to that. I think probably that's why, you know, he offered the 50 bucks. But hey, he offered 50 bucks, but I'm not gonna say no to it. You know, I did work, I did sweat, you know what I mean? It did take me like, I think by the time we went in there and out of there, probably like 40 minutes, that I could have been 40 minutes, you know, home sooner. So he offered, I said sure, and you know, that's it. I told him, hey man, next time you tell that other guy that he needs to show up with a pallet jack, because he showed up on a liftgate truck, but what's the point of that liftgate if you don't have a pallet jack with you? We had to use the hospital pallet jack to make the delivery inside, then to take it all apart and put it back. So basically this, what I delivered, it was an MRI machine. I'm sorry, not an MRI, ultrasound machine. I apologize. Ultrasound, you know, to see the baby, the gender, and all that kind of stuff. Basically, they measured the baby and all that. So we went straight into that department and brought it in there, tore it apart in there, and put it by the wall, took the debris away, and then threw the debris away in their trash can. Basically, they had cardboard basket or whatever you want to call it for cardboard, and the rest of it was just regular. So anyway, I got an extra 50, so in the end it's a $500 day for me, minus the fuel, 170 miles each way. So you guys can figure it out if it's worth it, if it's not worth it. But hey, these days for 500 bucks, that's just how it is on the West Coast. It's not even an everyday thing. So I'm thankful, I'm happy, I'm grateful. So if you guys have some specific questions, I'm going to try to do some, like in the future videos, some questions and answers for you guys. So I'll pick out some, probably get on my phone as we do things, as we do the video, and have probably a few minutes of questions and answers. So if you guys have specific questions, you know, about that you want answered, some subjects you want touched, write it in the comments. And on the next video, we're going to get into that, you know, so we might have a few minutes of answering questions for you guys. If you guys have specific questions though, like, you know, about work, specific 100% bullseye questions that I need to answer, somebody that is in the business for 10 years, not just as a driver, or not just as a dispatcher or company owner, but kind of an all-together. If you guys need some advice and, you know, certain things on the business itself, there's an app that I use called Minect. It'll be, and it actually is, in the late videos, you know, probably 100 of the last videos, they all have the link. So if you guys want to ask some specific questions, Minect link is in there. It's a paid one, but it's not a rip-off or anything. It's just compensates me for my time of actually getting on there and answering questions for you guys. Because, you know, honestly, I do my best to answer emails and the questions in here in the comment section, but sometimes if I'm not around, and sometimes if I'm busy for a few days, they just kind of get piled up on top and never get answered. So the ones that are actually in the Minect app, those ones I will answer for you 100% for sure. So Minect, if you guys have specific questions, and you know, if they're just comments, things you guys want to you want me to talk about, want me to show you, things like that, maybe future video suggestions, maybe whatever you need to see still. I've done, there's like, I'm serious, there's probably got to be about 500 videos at least on all kinds of subjects, all kinds of different things, all kinds of loads I've done. So if there's some kind of something that you need to learn or have questions about something or something you want to see, browse through the videos first and then see if it's in there or not. And if it's not, then you guys can ask and I can make a separate video about it. But for the most part, nothing has really changed. Rates are still you get the point. Everything else, we drive, we deliver, we unload, we wait for the next load, basic common sense stuff. So beautiful weather. We're finally into summerish weather. I know it's going to be like this for almost the whole week, but at the end of the week I believe we're dropping back down to like high 60s or mid 60s, somewhere around there again. Right now it's like 82 degrees. Finally we got summer weather. God bless you guys as always. I wish every single one of you, if you're a driver, the best. I wish you busy days. I wish that your loads pay you well. I wish that you guys don't have any downtime in between loads. You know what I mean? Downtime's the worst time. I understand that sometimes it's inevitable. These days it's very common for somebody to stand without a load. I understand that it sucks, but you guys gotta understand, our dispatchers, they do everything they can. They don't get paid by the hour. They get paid commission. So we do everything we can to move a driver. And if they don't move you, they didn't make any money off of you. And if they've bid all day long for you, they didn't make any money. It sucks for them too. So it's not just you in a bad spot. It's the dispatcher as well in a bad spot. Same thing, the whole company, if we don't load our drivers, we don't make any money. So it's in our best interest and in your best interest, everybody's best interest, that everybody keeps rolling. So I know I get a lot of questions that are being asked, like, how does the dispatching work and what are the percentage fees and all that. We don't take percentages. It's not, in expediting, it really is not common to take out percentages. Basically, we bid on loads, and then depending on the situation, depending on the rate, depending on how far the driver's going or how short of a load it is, that all kind of depends on what we're going to throw on top for dispatching. It ain't much, trust me. It ain't much, especially in this bad economy. We would rather keep drivers rolling than, some people have asked me and thought, oh man, you guys, no wonder you can't keep anybody busy, because you guys throw on half of what broker's paying, or half of what you're paying us. Pretty much like, for dispatch, you throw on half. Yeah, no way. If that was the case, all I would need is really one load a day, and I'm happy and I have enough. But we do our best to keep drivers rolling. It's not all in our power. We, like I said, all we got to do is work, and all you guys got to do is just be patient. Be patient and wait patiently for your dispatch to get you something. What is this? Mobile television. High Rock. Something from either Oregon or Alaska or New York. I don't know what that is. Fancy truck. TV truck. God bless you guys. Take care. We'll see each other next time on another one. Today was a decent day. Could have been better maybe if the miles were longer going somewhere, but hey, it is what it is, and you're just got to be thankful for at least not having a lost day, meaning you waited for a load and didn't get anything and then carried on to the next one. So, but hey, here on the West Coast, in my area especially, in Spokane area, that's just how it works. We'll see what the summer brings us. I am optimistic to see what's going to happen. But hey, if the times do get slower, I'm one of those people that I'm even okay taking the summer off. Taking the summer off, not even working at all. that really going to happen? I doubt it. But I'm just saying that if all the drivers want to go taking a summer off, hey, I'm okay with that. I'd take the summer off too. I would enjoy it, recoup, regroup, rethink, restructure, maybe figure something out, and then get back on the horse with, you know, new thoughts, maybe be a little more fresh and everything like that. But hey, that's any business though, you know what I mean? Some guys might think, oh yeah, you know, this is not worth it, and I get a lot of comments saying that too. Oh, this business is dead, it's not worth it, and blah 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 blah. But hey, we still have drivers that are making 3, 4, sometimes even over 4,000 a week. So it just, you know, you never know what your week is going to end up like, and there's still money in the business. So not everybody always has a $3,000 or $4,000 week, but hey, it's still better than working in any factory outside or any of that kind of stuff, laboring, slaving away in the sun, you know, doing roofing or you know, concrete work, or really anything else hard and something that takes a toll on your body. This is totally easy. You're in AC. You can turn the heat up whenever you want to. You're not getting wet. You know, your feet are not being cold. So this kind of job, you can't really complain. God bless you guys. Take care. Throw a like and a subscribe if you haven't yet. We'll see each other next time.